So I've gone in 3 times for my Cédula de Identidad. So the first time, it seemed like everything went really smoothly. I had my original Cédula from when I was a baby, same with the passport. And I had my sister and her husband there, and they were doing the heavy lifting with the explaining the whole situation. And then I went through the process. They took my fingerprints, they took a picture of me, I got the little copy printout that said this is your temporary one, and then 2 days later I got an email that said, hey, there's an issue, we aren't going to charge you, but you need to wait for our email where we will give you an appointment time for you to come back in, and don't forget your papers. It didn't actually say what those papers were. So we go in a second time. We don't wait for the appointment. Yeah, I didn't make that decision. I'm just kind of, okay, sister and her husband, they live here. They've been Chilean their entire lives. They know the system better than I do. So they go in, and I'm an idiot, and I forgot my passport and my cedula from when I was a baby because I was focused on other things. I forgot. So when I came into the country, I had to scan a QR code and be like, this is my passport information, yada. And then I think after the main line, where I go through the first person, they gave me a piece of paper that said PDI, which is the Investigative Police of Chile. And I had no memory of that because I was very tired. I didn't have that paper on me. So the QR code thing, I get an email, so I don't have to remember that because it's on my phone, so I always have it. But the paper, they're like, you need this paper to prove that you came in here legally, because otherwise you've been living in Chile for like decades without a legal ID, and that's not what's going on here. So they're trying to explain this paper to me, and I'm like, I have no recollection of this paper. And I tell them, I have no memory of getting this paper. That does not mean I don't have this paper. I didn't throw out, like, anything. Okay, so, like, not during the flight, but on the first flight, I had to request different seats because I had bought 2 seats for my cats, but the seats they'd given me were nowhere near each other. So I had the physical printed tickets because in order to check in on United for an international flight with 2 seats for one person with 2 cats, I had to go to the actual people. I couldn't do it on a kiosk. So during that process, they gave me like the physical tickets. So I had those, and then luckily before they started any boarding, I realized, oh, this is a problem. And so I went to I don't even know what they're called, the boarding gate people. They were amazing. They were so sweet, and they were able to get it solved. And they printed out me a new set of tickets. And I didn't throw out the other tickets because I was like, I'm just going to shove this in my pocket or bag or whatever it was. And that's what I mean when I said, like, everything. I go back home, and I'm digging through where I put all the papers, and I'm like, all the little, like, airplane things. And then I see a piece of paper, and I'm like, oh, the giant thing that says PDI. It was a receipt. Like, it was like the paper thin and all of that dimensions that said PDI. And so, third time, I had everything. And this time I remembered my identidad from when I was a baby and the passport. It's been a few days. Have not gotten an email with any issues. Here's to hoping it goes through this time, because I really want that cedula, because I need it to open a Chilean bank account so that I can get an apartment for my baby cats who they want to roam, and I do too. All right, see ya.